All right, I'm here with my main wine buyer, Rick, at Max 40 Wines. Rick, thanks for joining me, man.
My pleasure. What a great day.
The day before Thanksgiving, we're coming out with some actual, really practical advice. We want to be super specific. For the people that don't know anything about wine, right? The wine experts, they can listen to this for entertainment purposes, but we're talking about the person who tomorrow morning forgot the wine, head into grandma's house, no idea what to grab. They're going to be talked into the Beaujolais. That's the marketing ploy, I would assume. You tell me. What do they do? How do they have any shot at being successful? They walk into the wine store with no knowledge.
Well, we're going to make it easy, Joe. Think fruit. So the turkey's got all kinds of things around it, like yams, stuffed potatoes, gravy, Brussels sprouts, which doesn't like any wine, and then the stuffing. Whether there's meat in there or not, here's what does work. Fruit. I'm not talking sweet, talking fruit. Pinot Noir, Zinfandel, red, not the pink stuff. They work really well for reds.
When I walked in, you asked me about what was in the stuffing. So you knew I was a little next level. So I said sausage, and you took me in a different direction. So if they're the Italian style, a lot of our target audiences loves that grandma stuffing with the sausage shoved in there. Where are you leaning when I say sausage in the stuffing?
Well, I want a wine with a little more body. And what I try to avoid are the wines that have tannins. Think strong tea, where you're like, if you add sugar, it's still strong. That's just sweet. So tannin is the thing where your tongue sticks to the top of your mouth. That sound it's not good. That wants fat. So Pinot Noir, smooth, great body. Zinfandel, lots of spice. What I love about Zinfandel is you can get a family that doesn't talk to each other. After the second glass, they're best friends.
And you clarified earlier, it's not the college stuff. We're not going white Zinfandel.
Yes, that would be the blush wine. This is definitely red.
Love it. What is the biggest mistake you see people make? I know it's personal taste, but if you're going to see someone, they walk in, you don't want to bash any brands, but they just go and reach for something and you kind of cringe. What's the mistake you see most often around the holidays?
Going for something they normally drink.
Really?
Like if they're a cab drinker, they're going to bring Cabernet. Cabernet loves fat. Turkey has no fat. Turkey wants something that lots of fruit.
So no Cabernet this Thanksgiving.
No Cabernet for you.
So that's a one takeaway for sure. The podcast is 1% better. So that's what we're trying to do is make everyone's Thanksgiving 1% better. You're delivering that. Say someone now goes special occasion. They have a little money from the holiday bonus. They're still going to Thanksgiving, but now they have a little money to spend. Can you give us a little direction to go in then?
A great way to spend a little extra money and really get a lot of wine for your buck is after dinner. You can go with either a late harvest white, which would be a little sweet for the pies. You can go with a vintage port or something like that. Or what's really great and reasonably priced would be a tawny port. That's where the wine spends time in the barrel, loses color in the barrel. That's why it has the name tawny. And it's therefore a little less sweet and a little more nutty. Great for a pecan pie. Amazing for pumpkin.
Wow. See, now I didn't even think about going that direction. And one of my favorites is grappa. You didn't mention grappa for the digestion purposes.
Good way to put it, Joe. The digestivo. Definitely have to think about that with Thanksgiving. I have a grappa story, which is another time.
Yeah, we definitely. I'm going to just get you on air to commit to another interview down the road. Can I get that from you?
You may.
Love
to see your audience in here because we specialize in edumacation.
You know what's true about that? This is a place in Fairfield County, Connecticut, but I'm calling it a destination wine store. This is the only wine store in the area that when I walk in, I feel like it's an event. And I didn't tell you that before we started talking. The look of the place and then the selection. I mean, I was just looking at Japanese whiskeys, so I don't see that all over.
No, not only do we have Japanese whiskeys, we probably have 4 or 5 different producers and well over 15 different representations. I'm amazed what you can find today. The amount of bitters that we carry. Most people know about Angostura. We probably have 20 other bitters. And when you look at making cocktails, because that's really the rage today, it's amazing what great ingredients will do for a drink.
Where would you send people for social media or websites, or what's the best way to get in touch with you guys?
We have a Facebook page, and we put our calendar of events on there. We like to go back and forth. We have no problem answering questions. We actually have an incredibly loyal Yelp group out there that thinks we can do no wrong, and candidly speaking, they're the first ones that want to cut your throat out. So I'm thrilled that we're able to have fun with people. That's what we're all about.
Yeah, my 1% better tip is to find someone like Rick. If you're not in Connecticut, you're not on the East Coast, you got to find someone. Here's my policy, folks. You give them 2 shots. You go in, you tell them what you like. Any good wine salesman will ask you what you like. You answer the question, they give you a wine. You go home, you taste it. If it's so far off that it's just out of the realm of possibility, you never talk to your Rick again. But you give them that second shot most times, and you give them the second shot, and you say, last time you recommended this, it's a little too this or a little too that. The second time, 9 times out of 10, a good wine person is gonna knock it out of the park. And Rick was, of course, right out of the gate for me. But I would have given you 2 shots, Rick. I want to let you know that.
Well, here's what I believe. Your 1%, ask questions. When you want a recommendation, if the person that you're asking the recommendation for doesn't ask you at least 8 questions, wow, I would have a problem with that. It's not only what are you serving, it's who's going to be there, what do you like, what are the sides, what's your budget. A lot of things go into it, and it's just not always California that everybody should jump to, nor France. Spain is amazing right now, but what's really great, you're here, Joe, and Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and we're not working.
Oh my God! And there you have it. There's no better way to end the talk with Rick. Rick, thank you for doing this, man. I know it's a super busy day for you.
It's one of our 5 busiest days in the year.
And I managed to get him 1% better today, and Rick certainly made me 1% better. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Joe.
I appreciate
Happy
it.
Thanksgiving.